Nityananda, welcome back to Meditation is for You, lesson number 19. Today we're going to do this meditation called Prana, Shuddhi. Okay, so it's actually going to focus on breathing. It's a breath awareness meditation. So welcome to Kailasa, Singapore. My name is Manitya Dugananda and you can call me Madhuga. So today is 10th of August, 2022. I like to extend a warm welcome to all of you, whether you are joining me on Zoom live or you are here with me. And for those who are on social media, joining me on social media, I would like to also extend a warm welcome to all of you. So today is going to be a fascinating meditation, something very simple yet very powerful, because this meditation can just make you walk out anxiety. For those of you who have anxiety attack, who have restlessness in the mind, even OCD, what you call obsessive compulsive disorder, all kind of mental related disorder. I think this meditation is going to be a boon to these people. So know that you will become very, very energetic, okay, after doing this meditation. So without further ado, let's sit with the back straight, align the whole back in one straight line, hit neck and spine one straight line, such that your whole body is completely comfortable sitting, where your solar plexus is totally open. That means no collapsing of the spine. Allow yourself to hold your upper body structure such that you feel weightless. You don't feel any weight. So with that, I'd like you to close your eyes and bring awareness to your normal breathing, your effortless breathing, by inhaling and exhaling very slowly and deeply. Slow down the breathing. In that awareness of the breath, also take note of the two gaps, the two neutral zones between the incoming breath, outgoing breath, and incoming breath. Let the breathing bring you back to the present moment. Awareness of the body and awareness of the breathing. Let's take a few moments to center ourselves into the space of restful awareness and deep listening, authentic listening, Shravana. Only in the space of listening, we are ready to receive what Swamiji has to impart to all of us in this session. In that expanded awareness, I'd like you to join the palms together in your heart center, Anahata Chakra. Put your hand in Amajali Mudra. Let's invoke Swamiji by chanting the Sadguru Mandana. If you know the mantra, please chant along with me. So take a deep breath. Nityanandam Paramasutaram Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandvatitam Gagana Shatrisham Tattvamasyarilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavaditam Trigunadagitam Sadguruntam Namami. Let's chant the Mahavakya 3 times. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Shivoham. You can slowly open your eyes and let's enter into the session. Next slide. So let me just share what we're going to talk about before we enter into the meditation. So the first thing I want you to know, Swamiji had actually shared in one of the very earlier discourse about, basically the whole discourse was taken from the time when he talked about arogya yoga, it means health, okay? How to have healthy body. And he did say that there are 6 ways to change your energy level. So we're going to look at the 6 ways later on. And then I'm going to tell you a few important truths about breathing. You need to understand the science of breathing, okay? How breath is such an important key to experience the ultimate consciousness. Then I'll enter into the Shastra Pramana of this technique. It's taken from Shiva Sutras. And then I will mention about this technique itself, what it entails. Then I will explain the steps to do this so that you know when I guide you into the meditation, you roughly know what to expect, okay? You will not be lost. You just allow me to guide you. So, but before that, I will explain the technique, okay? Then we enter into the meditation for about 21 minutes, one energy cycle. And at the end of our energy cycle meditation, we'll have some of you come and share your experience, okay? So that's what we're going to flow through in today's session. Okay, give me a thumbs up. You are tracking with me? Yes? All right. Next. All right, so what are the 6 ways to change your energy level? First, breathing. As you all know that when you change your breathing, your energy level changes, right? So then the next technique that Swamiji gives is visualization. The power of visualization. When you're able to visualize in an inner space, it can literally change your energy level as well. Just like when you visualize, you're deeply connected to, let's say, certain deities. Let's say whether it's Ganesha or Devi, Parashakti. The minute you see the visualization, your Kundalini energy can just be awakened. So for me, the visualization that awakens my Kundalini energy very powerfully is, of course, Swamiji's images of Swamiji. And fire. I always see the fire on the land a lot. Okay, so visualization is another way to change the energy level. Third, obviously, many of you have done kriyas, right? Different kriyas helps to change the energy level. And fourth, which is what we're doing, breathing. The meditation, dhyana. Okay, so in today's technique, you're going to combine first and fourth ways, which is breathing, come, meditation. Okay, so you're going to have both combined into one technique. Okay, and of course, verbalization is a 5th way to change your energy level through sound, mantra. Right, when you vocalize certain vibrations, certain bija mantra or certain Sanskrit mantra, it completely changes your energy level because sound is working on the ether, the space element. And the space element is the most subtle and also most powerful. Okay. And then last but not least, of course, change your energy by consciousness. When you become consciousness, energy, the pure, supreme consciousness, it literally changes your energy. When you meditate on Paramashka, when you experience yourself as consciousness, obviously, it can fundamentally change your energy level. So these are the 6 ways we are able to change your energy level. Okay, next. So let's enter into some important truth about breathing. Okay, the first important truth is you need to know. Breathing is the only physiological function within human body that is both voluntary and involuntary. It means what? You can let it run by itself or you can take control and change it consciously. It is the only physiological function it can work both ways. You can't stop your digestive system, right? You can't stop your heartbeat at will. No, you can't. Only breathing is the only physiological function you can do it by your conscious will. Okay. So this means what? This means we have the capability of altering our breathing at will or let it happen on its own by the central nervous system. Okay. The breathing is controlled by the central nervous system. So you can let it run. When you become unaware, then the central nervous system will be running your breathing because you don't need to tell your brain to please breathe. Right? It will just happen by itself. So which means you have, when you decide to become aware, you can actually take control of your your breathing through awareness. Okay. So through the divine creation, this capability is only possible in human body. Okay. Because human being, we have consciousness. With that consciousness, we can actually interfere. It means change the breathing pattern. Okay, so this is the first thing, which is good news. That means what? We can, when you become aware, you can actually change your energy level, you can change your health, and change everything just by consciousness, awareness. Next, second truth. So the second truth you need to know about breathing is, whenever we have too much inner chatters, if your mind is preoccupied constantly with thoughts, what happens is it reduces the efficiency of your breathing process in terms of absorption of prana shakti, the life energy. Understand? This is very important. That means what? When you are preoccupied with thoughts, that means your breathing become, we call it, very shallow. You don't breathe and take in the prana fully. That's why people with shallow breathing constantly complain they are so tired easily, they don't have energy. When you become aware and you're able to breathe deeply without any inner chatters, you actually allow the prana, when you inhale, to download into the body system before you purge it away, before you exhale. That retention is needed for the prana to spread all over the body. But unfortunately, due to the restlessness of the mind, before the prana can download into the body, you already start releasing into the exhalation. Because why? You're not comfortable in that empty space, the gaps or the neutral zone in the breathing. Your mind is too hyperactive, so you're constantly breathing. See, in the gaps, there's no thought. So which means what? When your thoughts per second is very high, it means what? You don't even take notice the gaps between the breathing. Okay, so that's the reason. So those of you understand, one of the things that you need to repattern is your breathing, such that you're able to retain the prana, the life energy in your body, by slowing down your breathing and allow the whole download of the prana into the body before you release back into the ether, the space. So most people do not know how to breathe properly. See, by the time you reach 20s, or by the time you come to yoga, be very clear, your breathing would have been distorted. Okay, because the way our lifestyle is so fast-paced and so much logic-centric and all that, so it just encourages us to think, do, doesn't allow us to be. The being is not happening, but the doing and the having is driving our life. So because of the doing and the having, we forgot how to be. When you forgot how to be, you will not be able to experience that relaxation that is needed in your breathing. Okay, so when you don't breathe properly, what happens is, like I said, the prana intake is not downloaded properly and into the entire body, and due to a lack of awareness, let's say you have coupled with bad posture, like collapsed spine. Okay, or maybe you experience certain life traumas where your breathing is repatterned, and if you have a lot of desire, you run behind a lot of desire, unfulfilled desires, All this changes your breathing pattern, okay? So gradually we block the natural effortless breathing process. We are not able to breathe like when you were born as a baby. When you're born a baby, you breathe deeply, okay? But when the mind starts to happen, it means you've created the first root pattern. The breathing starts to get distorted. If you are very much outward, running behind in the outer world kind of person, be very clear, your breathing will be very distorted, okay? So that is one thing we need to recognize, that breathing is very important for us to experience, the consciousness. So there's also another important truth I want to also highlight. See, let's say for someone who have experienced some very traumatic life experience, in that traumatic life experience, the being is shaken totally, shaken or imbalanced, okay? In that moment of being shaken, what happened is the breathing start to get distorted, right? Because in that deep fear, your breathing start to become shallow. And because of that, the central nervous system will reset the breathing to the distorted breathing pattern. Understand? If you had that traumatized experience and you out of that fear, your breathing starts to become shallow. And your central nervous system, you will reset to this distorted breathing pattern until you bring awareness to repattern it, okay? So anyone who experienced post-traumatic disorder, okay? Post-traumatic disorder, be very clear, your breathing would have been distorted because of the traumas. So you need to bring awareness how to bring your breathing back to your natural, effortless breathing pattern, okay? Now next, so breath awareness brings you back to the presence, because see, only with the breath awareness is the key to bring us back to the present moment. Only in the present moment you can experience your presence, okay? So now the third truth. See, working on breath through techniques like pranayama, which is the breath control, or kriya, which is a set of yogic techniques besides asanas, pranayama, and Upanishad. So all that can awaken the inner potential energy, which is what we call as Kundalini Shakti, your Kundalini energy, and lead us to experience the highest space, okay, the state of oneness with the source. So in fact, in Shiva Sutra, if you remember how in Shiva Sutra, the first few technique works on breathing. And what Buddha did was he just take the first sutra, which is working on the breath, and he popularized this religion called Buddhism, Vipassana. Okay, so just one sutra can create one religion itself. In Shiva Sutra, there are 112 sutras. So each sutra is independently intelligent enough to create one sampradaya, one religion. Okay, so however, this process is best done, by a master's initiation, which takes care of the proper transformation. So when you work on like certain more advanced technique regarding the breathing, it's best to have the master's guidance. Okay, so next slide. So let's understand the Shastra Pramana of this technique. It says, when breath is all out, okay, and stop in such universal pause, one small self vanishes. It means your mind disappears. Your small self is who? Your mind only, right? And this is difficult only for the impure. It means what? Impure in terms of not just body being impure, that means having a lot of toxic, but also the mind is impure. Okay? So you can experience that. That means what? You can actually experience the consciousness just at the end of the exhalation. Okay? They said this is difficult only for the impure. So when you practice, you start purifying the body and start purifying the mind. you can experience this. That means through just the exhalation, you can reach the ultimate. You can experience the Shiva consciousness. Understand? So from Shiva Sutras, breathing is considered one of the most powerful techniques which can be used to improve the human physiological function and also create certain energy circuit for healing your health and vitality. So simply by infusing awareness in breathing with proper techniques, we can alter the energy level, the state of health, as well as experience the highest possibility if it is done through proper guidance. Okay. So the air element relates to our breathing, which holds the key to experience the subtlest element, which is space. So the space of Shiva consciousness. The breath is the bridge between the body and mind. Understand? Between the body and mind, if you're able to hold the awareness on your breathing, you can integrate both. Okay? And also the breath is the bridge between you and existence. As you know that Prana, right, is the same in all the different lokas or different planes, because the prana is Paramashiva's prana. Okay, so it is also the bridge between us and existence, like I mentioned. So to begin any spiritual awareness, working on one's body through the breath awareness should be the first step towards self-discovery. Understand? That's why in Hatha Yoga, we always start with the body and breath awareness. Same way when I teach yoga, the first thing that I make them do is not physical asana, is breath awareness. It means repatterning their breathing so that they are again centered on the natural breathing process. From there, the body mind gets integrated, then the movement, whether it's what yoga asanas, that can be fully experienced at the right level. Okay, next. So let's understand what is this technique all about. Prana Shuddhi. Okay, this is a technique, like I mentioned in the group, that focuses on exhalation. Okay, deeply and completely. See, all our life, most of us are so much focused on inhaling. Okay, the inhalation is, Swamiji said, inhalation is life, exhalation is death. Okay. And life is what? It presents itself as tension, desire, effort. Whereas that is relaxation. You enter into a deep relaxation and peace. Okay. So because of fear of death, if you have this fear of death, naturally you'll be afraid to exhale. That's why if you look at people's breathing, normally the exhalation is shorter than the inhalation, which shouldn't be. Your exhalation should always be longer than the inhalation. Okay, but for people who are so preoccupied and unaware of the breathing process, the exhalation will be shorter than the inhalation. Okay, so the emphasis is always on inhaling in the normal, course of life. So exhaling happens only when we can't help it, right? Because you have to exhale after you take in. You have to release your carbon dioxide into the space. So that's why you have to release. You have to exhale. But exhalation, if it is done with full awareness, it can be a powerful technique to enter into a deep relaxation and also experience this calm inner peace. So see, since the moment we are born, when you assume the body, okay, we have been breathing, right? The first breath when you got spanked on your backside by the nurse and you start screaming and you start breathing, right? So the inhalation and exhalation already started the moment, a baby is born, with that, first breath that the baby takes. But we have never been aware of this moment. There is a gap. There's a gap in between inhalation, exhalation, exhalation, and inhalation. There are two gaps, okay? But in this case, we're focusing on the second gap, okay? So when you become aware of this gap, this second gap, you become a witness to your own death. Because like I said, exhalation is death, right? So be very clear, every moment you're experiencing birth and death through your breathing, okay? So when you realize that you can go beyond your breath, okay, you realize that you can go beyond your breath. if you are able to focus on your exhalation. Every time you breathe out, you exhale, your system is silently preparing for death, okay? Even when you leave the body, actual physical death, you exhale only, then the last breath takes your consciousness, your soul with you and lead through Udana. There's 5 breath movement, 5 movement of prana. So Udana, which is from the throat area, takes the soul or the consciousness and you lead the body through this Udana, okay? So your system is creating the state of death that you become aware. The more and more you are able to relax into it. So when actual death itself, you know how to relax. You are not panicking, okay? So in this meditation, you stop inhaling and turn your focus on exhalation, okay? So you will experience this total emptiness of exhalation. See, when you enter into the gap or the neutral zone in the exhalation, you just experience this silence and emptiness, vast emptiness. Okay, so you're going to experience that today. So when you are able to relax into this meditation technique, exhalation, no anxiety will touch you. It means anxiety cannot touch you anymore easily. Okay, whatever external circumstances, whatever you are going through in adversity or some kind of chaos or some kind of tsunami outside, you will find yourself able to cope with this life, with your life easily. It means you are no longer shaken, imbalanced easily. You're able to become very calm and stable to be able to face what you need to handle in the outer world. So this is actually a very powerful technique for instilling the stability and also the awareness to handle anything in the outer world. So next slide. Okay. So let me describe the technique, then we enter into the practice itself. Okay, so listen carefully. You'll be seated in any comfortable meditative posture, aligning the whole back straight, because every time when you work with breath, you need to keep your whole spine straight so that the prana can flow through all the nadis. Okay, nadis are subtle energy channels. If you collapse here and there, you are not able to channel the prana properly. You may get stuck somewhere. So try to sit properly in any comfortable meditative posture. You can sit in Sukhasana, Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana, Siddhasana, any kind of posture where you know you can sit for a long time, at least 21 minutes. Okay? Then start breathing normally, your effortless normal breathing. Just stop breathing normally. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Then you're going to silently intone a word ending with a syllable ah. Means ah. It could be any word, but do it silently. So you don't go in great sound here. In your exhalation, intone the ah inside you. It's like achapa, but it's a ah, okay? It's just like how you relax, ah, you know, the ah, you're going to exhale, but utter when you exhale, but in silence, okay? So focus on one with the ending with the ah, okay? So with the ah, when you exhale, you become completely empty, okay? So when you exhale, you find that your exhalation will become longer when you bring awareness, okay? So your breath moves out entirely. Remember, I mentioned that a lot of time, when we breathe in and out, we're not aware due to the hyperactivity of the mind. You don't inhale properly, or you don't inhale deeply, and you don't exhale properly. So there's a lot of this so-called stale air still inside, and this stale air actually creates diseases and problem with the body. Okay, so when you really exhale fully, you really release all the carbon dioxide in your lungs or in your bloodstream all the way out to the space without retaining the carbon dioxide. Okay, so your breath moves out entirely. So just for one moment, you're not breathing. You experience a moment of that. Okay, you feel that you're not breathing. You experience that. How is it like in that emptiness. Okay? So when you empty yourself of breath, you empty yourself of life. Meaning what life comes with. It is tension, misery, sadness, ideas, desire, all things that we are preoccupied with when you're living. Okay. So when you are able to find the emptiness, you basically drop all association of this body, mind, and your life. Okay. So it is a moment of supreme relaxation, a feeling of great peace. Imagine when at the end of at the end of the day, you just realize, oh, everything's over. Now I can relax. I no longer have to run, go for a job, take care of responsibility for my family, all this. When you just realize that, oh, over now, I just need to relax. So that feeling of relaxation when you are focusing on the breath. Okay. So thumbs up, you understand the technique now? Okay. On the exhalation, just intone in silently. Ah. Okay. No, breathe out with your mouth or just no. Keep your mouth shut. We have to hold it. No holding. Just breathe in. When you feel that there will be a pause. In that pause, when you feel that you need to relax and exhale, just relax and exhale. Okay. No need to hold. No need to open the mouth. Keep the mouth shut. Only your nose is working. Okay, the prana is entering to the nostrils, the two nostrils. Keep your mouth closed throughout the meditation. Got it? Any other question? When you exhale, you just silently. Yes, in your inner space, just relax. Okay? Give me a thumbs up. All the people who are online understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand, I explain again. Okay, is this the last slide? I think so. Yes, we're going into the meditation itself. Please put on your eyeband now. Get ready. Let's enter into the meditation itself. So all of you, settle down. Please settle down and put on the eyeband. I'm going to put the timer as well, so that we make sure that so ready? Okay, everybody is settled down. Great. With the eyes closed and put on the eyeband, let's begin the process. So become aware of your breathing, your normal breathing, your effortless, natural breathing. When you relax and bring awareness to your breath, you will notice that your breathing starts to slow down. Now, every exhalation, just bring awareness to your exhalation, the part where your breath leaves the body. Okay, you're breathing out. Forget about other parts of the breathing process. Only focus on your exhalation. In that exhalation, intone silently the ah in your inner space. Let the breath intelligence take over. You don't have to use your mind. Your breathing will guide you when to inhale, when to pause, when to exhale with an R, and when to relax into the second pause. Just watch with awareness. That's all you need to do. Your body intelligence knows what to do. Just cooperate with the body intelligence. Relax. When you're ready, and slowly come out of that space of deep relaxation and inner peace. You can slowly, very slowly open your eyes. So that was the meditation. Anyone from the Zoom room want to share? Samadhi. In Samadhi. Falling into Samadhi. Let's see. Okay, so anyone want to share? How was the experience? You can unmute yourself. Do you feel so relaxing and deep peace? Raise your hand. Relaxing and deep peace. Yes. What else? Besides the relaxation and deep peace? Do you realize that there's no thought? You lost your identity. You forgot you. It's body mind. But you're aware. Yes?
But I still have occasional thoughts, but it's like immediately I'm able to bring them.
Yes, yes. You just, when you become more and more comfortable in that emptiness, you'll just be able to stay in the emptiness for a long time. That's the time your breathing stops. See, the highest form of pranayama is when your breathing stops. It means you don't breathe at all because you're so relaxed in that silence. You just stop breathing altogether. Okay? That comes only when you're able to relax into that gap. See, the longer you stay in the gap, you see, in the gap, it's not like dead silence, it's a vibrant silence, meaning so much prana get infused into you even when you're not breathing. Understand? It means what? The prana is constantly being pumped into you in that silence. But you're not breathing. You're not actually using your normal breathing to take in the prana in that samadhi state or in that state of Shiva consciousness. The prana get, I would say, infused into you in that state. That's why a lot of yogis master when they go into samadhi, when they stop breathing, that's how they are sustained. The sustenance of the life, like in India, some of the masters, they will sit under the river, and then the flood will come and they totally become submerged in the river bank inside for a long time. And then when they dig it, after the flood goes away, they dig the master body up and then realize that he's still alive, but he's in samadhi. How is it sustainable? It's through this only. When you are in that samadhi state, you stop breathing, but you're sustained by the consciousness. Understand? So if you're able to do pranayama and reach the state of when you stop breathing, but you can still feel the prana being supplied to you, it means that's the highest state of pranayama you have attained. I've experienced that numerous times. In fact, the first time I experienced that when Swamiji was expounding on the pranayama in Yoga Sutra. I was there, I happened to be in Bidadi. The 4 days I was there for program. And in the morning, satsang, he was talking about this. On the 4th day, oh my God, I realized, hey, I stopped breathing, but I'm aware. That was my first experience of this state.
Because I did ask myself, because I'm not breathing.
See, when you're afraid that you're not breathing, you think they're going to die, you better start breathing. No.
Why just now I got certain time is that I feel like it's breathing a little bit, then I feel like it's more comfortable. Then I thought myself, you need to breathe.
Yeah, see, you're habituated to breathe. So when you relax into the silence, the depth, you suddenly stop breathing. But you realize, people will be shaken. They quickly start breathing.
Oh, yeah.
No, I say just relax into that. You will realize that even if you stop breathing, you will be able to live.
Just experience.
Yes. Okay, so just feel comfortable even though you're not breathing. Just witness. You're not going to die. Don't worry about that. You physically, you're not going to die. Although you experience death, but you're not going to die. Okay. So that's the what you call it, the deeper size of pranayama. Okay. So anyone want to share? Otherwise, I'm going to conclude now. Seems so silent, or in samadhi already cannot speak.
I got that. I saw Duga, then I saw like lotus, then I breathe, I visualize myself like breathe in that golden fumes. Then when the expel is like I see like black stuff moving.
You experience something, some clearance in you.
Or at least in that state, I just visualize, but not all the time.
You should not be visualizing. You just be exhaling and just be in that silence. Don't work on the mind. Your visualization is still using the mind. Understand? See, for me, when I do this, I just enter into the emptiness, in the silence, and I disappear. I just realize I disappear. Then I came back again. I become aware. Okay? So when you're doing on this technique, don't say, okay, in the silence, what should I visualize? When you're visualizing, your mind is back. Okay? So that means what? You're not actually staying in the silence. In the deep silence, there's no thought, no visualization, just silence. Okay? So try to practice this technique and play with it. Be comfortable. See, the whole point is elongate that gaps, those two gaps, because in those two gaps, you are in the Shiva consciousness, you're in a God consciousness. More and more, you're able to elongate that. You're actually in the unclutched space. That is part of unclutching. Okay, but only thing difference is that you're using the exhalation to enter into the unclutched space. Okay, so with that, any other question? Otherwise, I'm going to conclude now. If everybody is happy, give me a thumbs up. Okay. What I suggest that you guys share in the group, experience. If you don't feel like talking, which is fine, because sometimes after the deep experience, you just want to be in silence. You still want to keep yourself in that space. So, which is all good. Huh? So with that, shall we conclude now with the Purna mantra? I'd like all of you to join the palms together. Let's chant the Purna mantra together. Take a deep breath. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavashri Nityananda Parama Shiva Paruta Paramastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you, Nityanandam. See you next week again.